Let's start with maybe going straight down to the dishwasher won't turn on at all. No lights, no
Mhm.
sound, anything like that. Where would you be sort of investigating first?
The very first thing that'd be good to check is to make sure the garbage disposal comes on. They typically are on the same circuit. So if your garbage
Okay.
disposal doesn't come on either, easy fix, go check out your breaker box and it may be as simple as just flipping the switch. Now, if your disposal does come on and you confirm you've got power to the dishwasher, you had stated that, if there's no lights, there's no nothing, the next thing that you want to check, you want to make sure that you turn the breaker off to the dishwasher. You're going to want a meter to make sure you don't have any power to the unit. Remove the access panel in the front on the bottom, and right there at the junction box, you want to remove, it's typically a 1/4 inch or a 5/16 screw, and then you can check the connections where the wires from your house meet the wires at your dishwasher. Sometimes it's really obvious. Sometimes you'll see one of the connectors are just totally burned up. In that case, it's as simple as just removing the connector, cleaning up the wire, and putting it back together. If everything looks good there, what you want to do is safely pull the wires out enough to where you can put your meter in, and you want to put 1 meter in the black and 1 meter in the white. Set your meter to measure AC voltage and turn your breaker on to see if you have around 110 volts of electricity. If you've got it there and you still don't have any lights, you don't have anything, I would say probably about nearly 100% of the time your issue is going to be in your main control board. Sometimes there's a fuse on that control board that could be bad, which would be a lot cheaper. Depending on your dishwasher, the location of that control board is going to vary. On most of your kind of domestic dishwashers, your Kenmore, Whirlpool, Maytag, that control board is typically in the upper panel where your buttons are. In your LGs and some other brands, sometimes you actually do have to pull the dishwasher out to access the control board, because it's somewhere on the bottom, mounted usually on the right side. But yeah, if you can access it, that's going to be the issue. The control boards range usually anywhere from about $80 to about $300, just depending. And if you can access it, they're fairly simple to change. So that's definitely something you can do yourself.
Okay, so maybe a more expensive part, but could be worth giving it a shot for a homeowner as
Yeah,
opposed to
yeah, for
balancing it
sure.
out.
The hardest part is accessing it. And, you'll definitely want to see if you can find maybe a video of a similar dishwasher on how to do that. Some of the ones where you do have to pull the unit out, it can be more of a pain because you've got to uninstall your dishwasher, but it's right there. You don't have to remove any parts from the dishwasher. You'll see where that control board is mounted. Samsungs, ironically, they're typically one of the harder dishwashers to work on, but one of the easier ones to change the control board, because when you remove that access panel, the control board's literally staring right at you.
Oh wow, nice.
And so yeah, that's probably the only repair that a Samsung's going to be an easier repair on.
Gotcha. I'm sure someone out there is sitting there with a Samsung, not going to turn on like, perfect,
Oh yeah,
Uh,
oh yeah.
yeah, that's good to know. And I guess it's also, as you're saying, if the hardest part of is accessing it, you can,
Mhm.
if you're in this situation, you can try it yourself and see if you can access the control board, and then a safe enough bet to buy a new one. And just to touch on just circling back to where you started, just touching on if it's the circuit breaker, if it could be the circuit breaker, but it's not always, it might not be shown as off. If you want to touch on that again.
Yeah, yeah. So with the circuit breaker, once you find which one it is, if it looks like it's on, you do want to turn it off and then on, because sometimes it appears that it's good, but you've got to reset it. And when that's the case, you'll feel when you turn it off, you don't have any resistance. When you turn it back on, you'll feel that click.
Yeah, gotcha. So just a good double check before you start taking
Hmm.
apart your appliances there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You save a lot of time if that's all it is.
Yeah.